One live. It says this hangout is on the air. Good morning, everybody. You still cannot hear me, Chris? Cannot hear me. Okay, Larry, can you hear me? Type in the chat, Larry, if you can hear me. Larry, can you hear me? Let's see what Larry says. Can you hear me now that you're on the other side, Chris? Is Larry still there? So you can hear me there. That's strange. Where's Larry? Larry, are you out there? It says you're there, but you're not responding. Bum. Very what? What does very mean, Chris? Okay, cool. You're here, you can hear us. All right, well, Chris, I don't understand why if I bring you across, you can't hear me over here. Let's just go with it. We'll leave, yeah, I agree. Gremlins of technology, let's just leave everybody where they are, and hopefully I don't screw up too badly. If I screw everything up, you can ping me, and we'll just go. I wanted to jump into planning for next year, and I'm really sorry we don't have more people on here, because probably the people that need the planning the most are the ones that aren't here. But anyhow, I put up a worksheet in the Lunch with Len group today that you can download and access if it will help you. And I'm going to go to a PowerPoint presentation here in a moment and walk through some of the stuff. And, and I'm going to tell you, in all honesty, I have some of the same feelings that I think some of you have about the planning process. It's like, oh God, do we really have to go through this again? Didn't we do this last year? And I think we all know the answer. I am really doing what I'm telling you that we should do. I'm doing it for myself, and I want to talk to you about some of the really key areas. So here goes the screen share. Here we go. And hopefully everybody can see my screen. And once you type in the chat, you can see the screen before I pull up the PowerPoint presentation itself, because that's the one that blocks the chat. Right now, I can still see the chat. So we're going to start and just go through a little short PowerPoint here that sort of highlights some of the key areas. And again, as I said, I've downloaded a worksheet, and I'm sort of just wasting time here. Okay, you said yes. Here goes the PowerPoint. Bring it up and start at the beginning. Planning for 2016. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you right now that this is fundamentally, for all intents and purposes, it's the same presentation I put up a year ago. I changed the dates. I changed a few things on it, but not much. I did change a few things. Anyhow, I started this. I made a list of some of the things that I accomplished in 2015, and I would suggest that each one of you sit down and do the same thing. Reflect back on the year. A whole year has gone by. If you have copies of the worksheet and you actually filled it out last year, I would pull it out if I were you, and I did pull mine out, and I looked at it, and I got some of the things done that I wanted to get done. There's some things I didn't get done, and I made some changes. I made a list of some of the things that I did get done, and not because I want to pat myself on the back or blow my own horn or anything, just because these are some of the things that you might be looking at doing for yourself too. I made L1. I had put on my goal sheet last year to make L2. I didn't make it. So that's going to go on to next year. I'm really happy that I've more than doubled my email list, and I believe that I've got my blogging under control. Last year, at the beginning of the year, I was struggling with blogging and content and all that stuff, and I believe I got all that under control now. I'm pretty happy that I've never missed a coffee with Len. I did launch 2 products, and I said last year as one of my goals is I wanted to launch a major product, and I think the university course is a major product. I didn't sell very many. I'm not going to tell you that we made $250,000 on the launch, because it just didn't happen. But I did sell some of them, and I'm happy about that. And the only thing that I know right now is that I still need to keep working on my numbers. I'm doing webinars consistently. I do have the affiliate program up, and it works. And I have a membership site. Now, I haven't done anything with it, but it exists and it's done. And I'm going to put the comment at the end of this that I trust the process. And what I mean by that is that it doesn't bother me that I launched the 2 products and I haven't sold very many. I've sold, half a dozen or so of the university course and maybe 10 or so of the vision workshop. But what I do know is those products exist. I can make them better. And as my list gets bigger and as I continue to build, they're going to work. They're available, and I can use them. So I'm not going to get discouraged by the fact that I didn't quite get to the financial goals that I had set for myself, because I think I've got a lot of other pieces in place. I hope you do too. I hope you can make a similar list for yourself and feel good about what you did in 2015. Moving on to 2016, well, we've heard all this before. If you fail the plan, you're planning to fail. The worksheet that we're using today is partially modeled after the worksheet that Adam and Justice generated for their planning a year ago. And I borrowed it from them with their permission and with the understanding that I would give them credit. So there's the credit. I think the important thing is to go back and take another look at the vision. Where are you trying to get to? And I'm doing the same thing. Where do you want to get to in the 3 to 5 year time frame? And as I said before, many people overestimate what they can do in 1 year, but they underestimate what they can do in 5 years. So my major areas, and I'm asking myself, is this still a valid plan? What do I want to accomplish? Where do I want to be? And making changes, making corrections. So, in the big areas, relationships. Are you married, single? Do you have a soulmate? What does that look like? What does your health look like? Have you lost weight, gained weight? For me, I'm going to tell you that I'm in a program right now that is really doing me a lot of good. I'm feeling better. I've lost a little bit of weight. Of course, going through a couple major surgeries didn't hurt in the weight loss department. But I am getting to the gym regularly again now. I was in the gym this morning, and so I'm making progress. So I'm making progress on all the areas that I wanted to progress in, and I'm making progress financially as well. So I feel good about the major areas. Other major areas to take a look at: spiritual. What is your relationship with? Call it whatever you want. God, source, infinite intelligence. Do you go to church, meditate, commune with the divine, connect with source energy? Call it whatever you want. But I think it's a critical part of being a human being. We are spiritual beings who have manifested into a physical universe, and we need to be in touch with our spiritual side. Nature. I just went for a walk along the beach this morning, so I'm doing more of that. And where do you live? What does your business look like? And then going on into business, last year we wrote the following statement. I didn't change the date on this slide, and that was intentional. The statement we wrote is on December 1, 2017, which was 3 years from last year. I am so happy and grateful now that my business is generating income from sales and how many coaching clients I have. I've gone back and reviewed that statement. For me, I'm going to leave it alone. I'm not going to shift the year. I'm going to leave it at 2017. So the first year is gone. What have I done with it? and that's part of this whole process. Am I happy with what I did with the first year of those 3 years? And do I still believe that I can achieve the goals that I set out for myself for 2017? And I think that I can. So I'm going to hold on to it. I'm not going to let myself slide a year. So the date, that's why I didn't change the date on this slide, because we started this process a year ago. And I want to reflect on that 3-year plan for me, and I think for you too. So, got 2 more years to go. Are you happy with the progress you made this year? And if not, what kind of corrections can we make? What can we do to change the course? Is the sailboat going in the right direction? If you're in a network marketing company, how many distributors do you have in your organization, and what's your residual income look like? And again, this is 2017. This is meant to be 2 years from now. And now in 2016, and I really do mean now 2016 again, list the major goals that you want to achieve in your business. Where do you want to go? And clearly, and I'm not in edit mode right now, so I can't add things to these slides while we're in slideshow mode. But clearly, one of the first things that's going to go on my list is L2, because I'm still banging away at MLSP, and getting to L2 is one of my major goals. So I might even make it be L3. I'm not sure, but at least L2. I wanted to get there by Christmas. Not going to make it, but I will get there. So I'm going to sit down, and I'm going to tell you that I haven't done this yet, so I can't give you my list, but I haven't really made my list of goals yet for 2016. I did pull out my 2015 plan, dusted it off, and reviewed it, and I'm trying to decide what the next step looks like. And then we want to break it down into quarters, in the major quarters. What are the 3 to 5 things that you want to accomplish by quarter? So one of the things these are statements that I had last year: establish better distribution channels, learn how to generate 10 really good leads a day. I'm still working on the 10 part of that, really good leads a day. I'm getting decent leads, but I'm not getting as many and as consistent as I thought I would be by this time. And I'll admit to that. And I think I understand the reason why, but it's still something to work on, is working on my lead flow and getting it up. So then the other thing we looked at last year is owning the marketing strategy. Obviously, there are many different marketing strategies. And one of the things that all of the top leaders admonish us is to pick a strategy and stick with it until you really have it under control. So what's your dominant strategy? What are you doing? And I can tell you that for me, obviously the thing that I'm doing is video and blogging. These are my dominant things, which by definition are slightly longer term strategies than banging away on the telephone or in Starbucks or even prospecting on Facebook. So I do less prospecting on Facebook, and that's probably one of the reasons that I'm behind in lead flow. I spend more of my time doing blogging and video and etc. than I do with actually going into the groups and prospecting. I know how to do it. I teach how to do it. I don't do so much of it for myself. And I think that's one of the reasons that I'm lagging a little bit in the lead flow department. And then I've really got this one under control. I need my telephone to weigh less. I've gotten to a point now where I just don't even think about picking up the phone and calling somebody. It's a non-issue. And a year ago, that wasn't true. So I'm really happy with. The phone does not represent the big elephant in the room that it did a year ago. So anyhow, we've talked about marketing strategies. I'm using video and article marketing, and I am doing a lot of blogging now. And I have learned Instagram. I think I fairly well understand Instagram. I'm not doing Instagram so much right now. So carrying on. If we're looking at the first quarter again, making a list of what are the things we need to do. This was my last year. I wanted to understand April Marie Tucker's training. That's what I put up last year in December, and I did that. So now, personal mentors, looking at personal mentors, and I haven't changed the list. These were the people that I put down last year. And my hero, Ray Higdon, is still one of the people that I follow very carefully, partially because he's consistent. And that's one of the things that I'm going to admit that that's a weakness on my part. That's my consistency has gotten substantially better, but is still not good enough as far as I'm concerned. And Bert, he's fallen off my radar a bit, and so has Diane. Felicia and Terry have come up on my radar, and Adam and Justice. And Justice, of course, I've been mentoring with Justice or coaching with Justice. So those are the people that I've been following more closely toward the end of the year here. And then look at that list. Make your list of the 3 to 5 people that you want to mentor and or coach with and or follow. And then based on the whole idea that Diane says that if we just do what we already know how to do, we'd be successful. Look at the 3 to 5 people and ask yourself, what would each one of those people tell me is the most important thing that I can do for myself? And I know if I were to talk to Ray, the answer would be consistency. And I'm still working on improving my consistency. So anyhow, that's the same slide. I just said it. What would that person say? They'd say, be more consistent. So for me, these are the goals I wrote down last year. Haven't changed. Be consistent, be unstoppable, and I think that I'm pretty unstoppable right now. I won't tell you that I don't have my days. That was a double negative, and what that means is I do have my days. There are days when I get up in the morning and I just don't feel like it. There are times when I get up and it's, well, as many of you know, I get up around 4:30. There are times when I look at the computer at 6 o'clock and I think coffee with Len. Do I really feel like going out there and putting I have my days, but I don't let that stop me. Haven't missed a day. Don't intend to miss one any time in the near future. So being consistent, I'm working on it. And I need to be more consistent in ABCs of blogging. Thank you, Chris, for reminding me this morning that you put a blog out there, and I will get that done today, I promise. And then the next question is, what are you willing to give up in order to achieve the goals? And these are some of the things we put down last year. I recommend starting with television in the evening news to just flood your brain with negativity. I have, as many of you know, I have a television. I can see it. It's not connected to anything except my DVD player. I can't get any news on it. There's enough negativity in Facebook to last all day long anyhow. We don't need the television. So those are some of the things that I've done. I've cleared my deck so that I just don't watch television. I just don't waste any of that time anymore the way I used to. And I will admit that I used to watch, I don't know, what are the programs? Doesn't matter. They were all negative. CSI, oh God, talk about negativity. That's worse than the news. So I gave it all up. This was from last year. What was I willing to commit to? 5 videos a week, 2 articles a week. I've certainly exceeded both of those. So getting a lot more videos out than 5 a week. Minimum, the Coffee with Len videos are 7 a week, plus my other videos. So there's probably of order 12 videos a week going out, and a couple articles a week. A lot of my blog posts are being put up on eZine and Spin Distribute and other places. So I'm doing all that. What additional training do you need? If there's anything that you want to get done, and this was what I put up for me last year. I wanted to get through Instagram in January, and I don't think I got there in January, but I did get through it. And I'm not going to tell you that I'm an expert in Instagram, but I got accomplished what I wanted to get done. So, and for you, if there's any additional training that you need, what is it? Make a list of what you need to get done and commit to it. And then the last question, I think we're close to the last question. Are there any tools you're missing? So you need a new smartphone, or you need a new camera or a microphone or headsets or an AWeber account or anything. What do you need in order to achieve your goals, and how can you get those things? So, and finally, major blocks. And I really spent a lot of time this year on my own personal self-development. And this slide is a year old. And yeah, I had self-worth concerns. Probably still do have some residual ones, but it's sure a lot better today than it was a year ago. And it's getting better every day, and I work on it every day. So, what's holding you back? That's the fundamental question. If you're not achieving the goals that you set out for yourself, if you haven't quite made it, it's okay. Forgive yourself. But what's holding you back? What wakes you up in the middle of the night? And what is it you need to do to move forward? And then the next set of questions are, if you're not doing personal development, can you commit to it? Are you willing to commit to reading, say, 10 pages of a good book every day? Commit to personal development webinars, seminars, meditation videos, company events. What is it that you're willing to commit to that you can attend that can help you move forward? And I would go ahead and we did this last year, list some of your past accomplishments. I made a list of things for this year, and a couple of these things are on there from last year. You know, a couple of things that I've done. It's not a complete list, obviously. I've done a lot more than become a pilot. But, you know, if you have any questions about your own self-worth, make a list of what you've accomplished in your life. You've accomplished a lot. Sometimes it's hard for us to remember to give ourselves credit for what we have accomplished. And your major strengths. What are you really good at? I mean, for me, one of my strengths is I'm highly technical. There's nothing I can't learn. I think I'm a pretty good teacher. All right. Anyhow, what do you think about yourself? What are your strengths that you can call on in order to help you succeed? And then we talked about, last year, we talked about our I am statements. Writing I am statements in present tense and using visualization. Post them on the bathroom mirror. Read them every morning. Read them at night. Put them on index cards. Put them in your cell phone. Listen to them. And make them come alive and be believable for you. I am the leader people are looking for. And remember, whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. So now go ahead and write your I am statements. And here's a reading list. If you haven't read at least the first 7 books on this list, I would suggest that you start down the list. I have read every one of these books, and most of them more than once. The Motivation Manifesto, The Success Principles, Think and Grow Rich, I've been through those books cover to cover at least twice. Outwitting the Devil, major parts of it more than once, and etc. So, I mean, these are really great books, and then there's more reading. There's more books. If you've done all those in the first list, then you can move on to the second list. And there's lots of good books in there. And if you run out of that list, I have even some more books that I can add to the list. I didn't update it. This is the same list we put up last year. So if you made it this far, if you got this, if you didn't hang up on me, that's really good. Now, just go do it. Sit down and I know I went through this stuff pretty fast. And the reason I went through it pretty fast, we got some more people. Hi, Rick. Hi, Michael. The reason I went through it pretty fast is because for many of the people that are on here, Ray said that he has days like that. Yeah, absolutely. And to be perfectly honest with you, Larry, that's one of the reasons I'm willing to admit it. I mean, when Ray Higdon can stand up there and say, yep, I get up, there are days I get up that I don't feel like doing something. Hey, but I can absolutely share that. We all have those days. So we can't look at the major leaders like Ray and believe that he's different than us. He's not different than us. He's just, if he's different at all, it's that he's just consistent. A little bull in a china shop. Jessica, in her social media course, and she talks about the 4 personality colors: red, blue, yellow, and green. She paints Ray as all red. So He's a little bull in the china shop. But I wanted to run through that. I hope I didn't bore you people silly. I wanted to run through it. It's up, as I said, it's up in the group, Lunch with Len, so you can download it. And I put it up as a Word document, so you can feel free to change it, make it yours. But I would strongly encourage you to take a little bit of time and look at where you've been, give yourself credit for what you've gotten done, and decide what it is you want to do moving forward into next year. So basically, that's all I have for today. Now, we're moving into the holidays, obviously. Next week is Christmas. Christmas Eve is Thursday. So I'm not going to even think about Lunch with Len on Thursday, Christmas Eve, or New Year's Eve. So at minimum, we'll cancel those 2 days. What do you folks think about the Tuesdays? Do you want to continue, or if you let me know in the group? Thanks, Larry. If you let me know in the group your thoughts about carrying forward into the next couple of weeks, I'm certainly willing. I'm certainly going to be available on Tuesdays. We'll cancel the Thursdays. I think that's reasonable. Probably no one wants to come to Lunch with Len on Christmas Eve, unless I can put a bottle of bourbon in front of you or something, right? So let me know what you think. If there's no other comments or questions, we'll pull the plug and call it a day. And I don't see anything else coming in. So let me go ahead and kill the broadcast. All righty? You folks have a wonderful day. Too bad I'm not having them. You're left alone. Oh, Chris. Well, you know what? I'm okay. I'm game. If you want to, we'll do Lunch with Len. I don't care, because I'll be available. It's just that it's up to you folks. So I'm here. I'll be up in the Bay Area, but it's all right. It doesn't matter where I'm at. My computer will be with me. So you want to do it, Chris? We'll do it. I'm okay with that. So we'll figure out what we're going to do. So, okay, I won't cancel them. We'll just plan to do it, even if it's just the two of us. We'll just get on and chat. All right, you're going to be all alone Christmas Day. Oh, Chris, what are we going to do about that? All right. I'll talk to you folks later. I'm going to hang up unless someone else has anything to say. What are we going to do for Chris? Anybody have any comments? Oh, well, they won't take you with them, or you don't want to go? If I thought you could hear me, I'd bring you back over again, but since we know when we bring you over today, you can't hear me. All right, Michael. Anyone who wants to hang up, go ahead. Just feel free. If you drop off, you weren't invited. You know, that's a shame, isn't it? Well, I don't suppose you want to drive to the Bay Area. That's where I'm going to be. But I don't know where I'm going to be yet. That's another interesting dilemma. Last year I cooked Christmas dinner at my daughter's house. I'm the cook. This year she doesn't have a house. She's staying with somebody. I'm not sure that I'm going to invade their kitchen. Of course, if I don't cook, no one else will, but got left with all the pets, huh? Okay. Well, that's too bad. I'm going to go ahead and hang this up, and we'll talk again. If not before, I'll see you on Thursday. All righty? Everybody, you have a wonderful day. Bye for now.